voices, each echoing the pulse of Thor's trusted emissary, Festin Phlox, who steered the ship of governance, his wisdom a beacon in uncertain times. On the streets, Constable Cathos led the vigilant watch, his gaze unwavering even as shadows stirred, while Captain Devon Crean marshaled the militia, a veteran of Alantor's legacy, his loyalty a testament to bonds forged in battle. And amidst it all, Doran, Alantor's son, walked distant lands, his sword pledged to Ravencrest banners, his path diverging from Bridal's fate, yet his bloodline forever woven into its history. In Bridal, where swords once clashed, now peace reigns, nurtured by the memories of the past and the hopes for a tranquil future, a testament to the resilience of those who would call it a home. The free city of Ravenscrest, far to the south. That's what Ravenscrest refers to. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all this. Here's something about the Sleepy Willow Inn. There's a little bit about the elves. Here's a little bit about swamp or bog goblins. This was an inspiration from James. I just had to have them in this setting. Bog goblins. Yep, so you can check that out. It's over on the server. Lots of good reading. Anyway, let's make sure the stream didn't die on me because it bounced there. A little bouncing going on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Da, 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 da. I don't know how much was missed, but there you go. Yeah, I'm back again. It keeps bouncing. This was going on yesterday. I don't know what's wrong. I'm starting to wonder if it's my settings somewhere. Chaka chaka cha cha cha. But yeah, you can check out the Mythgard lore over on that channel. It's right there. Lots of good stuff. What else we got going here? Miniatures Gaming. Matt posted some stuff. Let's check that out. There's that color I love so much. Beautiful basing. Part of his growing collection. Twilight Kin. Are they like dark elves or something? Well done, Matt. Ka-ching, ka-chung. Let me close this and open another one. Clink. There we go. Not sure why it keeps bouncing. It has to be my internet. Because the stream health is excellent. Everything is good. Unless it's YouTube, which is essentially the internet. I don't know why it's doing this. It's very frustrating. Let me start streaming over on Twitch as well. And let me turn that on. That way I could double check the next time it bounces off, if it does. I'm going to go over on Twitch and see if it's still going. If it's not, it's probably either Restream or it's me. It wouldn't be YouTube. Maybe I shouldn't be using Restream anymore. I don't know. Caltrops. Pop out chat. There we go. Blink. Settings. Backup stream. What's backup stream? Auto detect. Pull links, embed web player, embed chat. What is a backup stream? Not a backup stream via RTP. SRT is important events. Yeah, that would probably be useful if I actually used Restream. I don't really use it to stream. I use it to just capture. Or just, I don't know what I use it for. I don't know how to describe it. I don't actually use it though. Use OBS. Do you have maps? I read that. Warlords of Erewhon. Mike, what rules are you going to be using for Greyhawk campaign? Warlords of Erewhon. If the chat dies again, or not, the chat won't die. If you stay there and type messages, I still see it. That doesn't go away. But if the stream dies and I don't, just message me and let me know in the chat, because I might not know. I'll be sitting here talking to myself for like 5-10 minutes before I realize, oh, it's off. I do get notifications in OBS, but and it automatically attempts to reconnect. But if it takes too long, there might not be another stream going anywhere. YouTube automatically launches a new stream. Or it doesn't for some reason, so it's hard to tell. Many times I'm sitting here and I don't even know that it's dead. It's frustrating. So I hope that answers your question about Midgard. Kinda, maybe. Okay, let's give it another shot on Middlestone. Brighten it up a little bit. So what do you consider yourself? More of a miniature war gamer? A board gamer? Or an RPG gamer? I know what Matt's answer is. Dead Helmet, I'm not sure. Marsh Hare, how about you? Where do you sit? Where's your priorities? Where's your priorities? Oops, careful. Where are you sitting? It's all one big hobby to me. But miniatures gaming is my #1 passion because it's so such a physical hobby. You get to paint and you have miniatures and terrain layouts. I love that. That's my first love. And then board games. I don't play as much as I used to because I don't have time right currently, but I love it. I love board games. And then role playing. Okay, that looks good. It's gonna be good. I like all of them. A little equal, a little equality. Do you like to use miniatures and terrain with your role-playing games? Because I know a lot of RPGers don't. They're just not into the painting and stuff and terrain. It's just not into it all. Or they find it distracting to the adventure when you're playing. Which I understand. I get that. I like to use miniatures in my RPGs. For obvious reasons. I like miniatures. I like painting and I like terrain and I like miniatures wargaming. But a lot of people don't. And that's okay. I get it. There, that one's done. So we'll let them dry. It's interesting that people who only miniature wargame or board wargame have mistaken impression of the other. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on about this. You're absolutely right. I don't know where people set with this, but people like me, and I guess some of you, we enjoy both worlds, right? It's wargaming, especially if you're a historical fan. It's like the same hobby to me, really. Board gaming and miniatures, they go hand in hand. And they complement one another quite well if you want them to. But man, I'm telling you, there's some people that just they cannot fathom playing a game with little two-dimensional counters on a map. And vice versa. They can't imagine spending so much money and time painting all these miniatures. One, board wargaming. 2, painting. 3, miniature war games. 4, RPG. There you go. You got the painting as a little separate thing there. Okay. I went through all my rule sets for fantasy tabletop war games and thought about Lion or Dragon Rampant, and finally settled on... Oh, there's that WOE again. What is that? I forgot again. What is that? Oh, Eberron. Eberron, Warlords. I got it. I remembered. You just said it. For more manageable model count. Rookie chimes in, Quad 6. Anyone else having bugs with YouTube today? It wouldn't let me press play if I passed a video before. I had to reload the video entirely. No, I haven't had anything like that today. Sounds like just a refresh. Sometimes the page won't fully load or takes forever to load. It doesn't completely load. That happens. Yeah, I got kicked twice on the tube. Let me check my stream quick. It seems to be going. You're basically saying that most people can't handle being a high-ranking military officer, Fritz. You mean like board games? I meant paused, autocorrect is being dumb. I like board games because they're so convenient if you're a solo wargamer. Because they're so easy to play most of these games solo with no special rules. And I like to do that. I get more immersed in what I'm doing and I just get pulled in. And I love history, so this is another way to learn about stuff, you know? It's not just a game, but you're learning about stuff. And that's fun. That's fascinating to me to learn this stuff. I get deeper into it. So board games are awesome. It's just, in my case, it's just having the time up, play them. Usually takes a long time for me because I'm by myself and I take my time. And then put it all away. So I never really get a chance to finish games too often. But that's okay. As long as I'm getting enjoyment out of what I played, I'm happy with that. I'll come back and play again, no question. Maybe get a little further, try a different scenario, whatever. Learn a little bit more about the game. But I really enjoy that a lot. Painting questions. What paints do I need to make pre-Horus Heresy Thousand Suns paint? I have no idea. Because I'm going to make a Codex Compliant Loyalist Thousand Suns chapter that got lost in the warp mid-crusade. Well, that's the fun part, right? You get to do a little research, try out a few little things, and get creative. That's the fun part, doing the research. I'm not sure what I would say. I can't even visualize the Thousand Suns right now. Which is probably a good thing. Heresy. My sisters would purge me. The purge. Getting tired. Chaka chaka cha. Do do do. My stream has no health issues. Why does it keep shutting off on me? I'll never know. But then we had an error. YouTube isn't receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. That's happening right now on YouTube. Not on Twitch though. Twitch is top notch. Top notch. Restream says excellent still. No problems. But YouTube is having an issue. Yeah. You guys having any issues? Is it noticeable? Probably not. Not receiving enough video. What could that be from? That could be a few things. Everything seems good on OBS. No drop frames. Bitrate is good. No overloads of the encoder. Yeah, I don't know. Let me try something here. Probably neutral verification crap, Fritz. Could be. Let me change my kbps. Because I think it's a little high for YouTube. Let me drop it down to 4,000. See if I overload anything. Operational, tactical. I stink at them all. Contingent of 1,000 Marines and their Gloriana-class battleship. Being in the warp for so long, somehow purged. It's probably the rudder. Helm. I'm gonna go second. Easier reaction. Battletech does that style of play. I liked Battletech. I just didn't like the mechs. I'm not the only one about who has that as well. I think a lot of the mechs just look weird. Maybe, I don't know what it is, too realistic maybe? I don't know. I don't know. That was always the biggest drawback for me. There's so many mechs that just look odd. Globe heads and things like that. I guess I imagine these. I don't know what I imagine. Not the anime stuff. I'm not into that either. Do you ever see the game Cav? C-A-V? It was put out by Reaper. They're their own publisher now. And it's still a highly regarded set of rules from back in the early days of the hobby. But those miniatures are cool. I like those. Those are good looking mechs. So compare them to, not all, but quite a few of the Battletech mechs. And there is differences. And I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm still getting that error. They are all a product of the 80s and mostly were drawn by the person behind Macross. Unfortunately, the artist sold to both the Japanese company and the original makers of Battletech. Interesting. I'm still getting that error message. I'm going to do this one more time, then I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to put it at 4,000. Leave it at that. Let's see. Slow. I'm going to put it on medium. The licensed holders of Macross in the West, Harmony Gold, sued the people behind Battletech. This will be when my stream goes down, when I'm not paying attention. Does anyone know if Wargames Foundry is currently shipping to the US? Nope. They're not shipping at all? Yeah, you could Google it. Ask ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok. They would know. X. Let's go to Grok and find out. Is Wargames Foundry, right? Shipping to the USA currently. Wargames Foundry is currently shipping to the USA, but there are challenges due to the recent US tariff, blah, blah, blah. Their website indicates a flat 15-pound shipping rate to North America, with free shipping for orders over 200. However, orders to the U.S. are subject to an additional 10% U.S. customs charge, which requires a separate invoice. Delivery times can be delayed, with an allowance of up to 6 weeks due to potential issues like weather, holidays, and customs delays. Though they aim for faster shipping, recent posts on X suggest companies are pausing U.S. shipments due to tariff chaos, but there's no specific confirmation that Wargames Foundry has stopped. For the most accurate status, contact their customer service at the following phone number. Or email. So it looks like they are shipping. That's the most recent information. Grok has these resources here, like a citation you can click on and find out. There you go. Now the stream says healthy. Do 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 do. I usually don't buy from overseas. If I can find it here, I go for that. Is Wargames Foundry hard to find over here in the US? Probably now. I've always had trouble getting a hold of Gripping Beast models in the US. But yeah, I think Wargames Foundry is a tough one. I don't think they have any distributors that I know of. That kind of sucks. I was, earlier this year, buying my Ebor or Eber miniatures direct from the UK. But man, I would get orders within a week. Probably not now. But that's pretty fast for the UK in my experience, man. The price wasn't bad at all. But normally I don't get from overseas. Just when I absolutely have to. Cast iron. Bloody Miniatures stopped shipping for the moment. Bloody Miniatures stopped shipping for the moment. I remember Bloody Miniatures. They got some nice stuff. Who's your favorite manufacturer of minis? Got a favorite manufacturer? Of course, if all you play is Battletech, it would be what was it, Catalyst? There's some other companies that make Battletech minis. I think Ralph Partha did. I think overall my favorite is probably Gripping Beast, but it's a tight fight for first place. Victrix is really outstanding. Gripping Beast really outstanding. Is up there too. Alright, so my stream died, but then it reconnected. So we're still going. So what did it say here? It went from an error to stream is healthy, and then suddenly no data. YouTube is not currently receiving data for this stream. If you believe this is incorrect, ensure you're sending a stream and that it is configured with the correct stream key. And mere seconds later it reconnected. and says, excellent. I want to say Perry's my favorite, but it's not. I have to be fair when I consider things like Victrix and Gripping Beast. Perry's can be a little bit thin, but I love them. They're beautiful figures to paint. Like I said, it's very tight at the top with all these companies. Just looking at detailing and value. Admittedly, Perry's is hard to beat price-wise. They have that going on top of the quality, so... Warlord games ain't bad. Yeah, I'd say Victrix and Gripping Beast are probably my favorites. Could be. I never had problems like this before, though. This past week is in particularly bad. It's been every day. I'll stream for like a couple minutes, dead. And then it'll stream for like a half an hour or an hour, dead. I mean, what's going on? I'm streaming on Twitch as well, because I'm curious if that also goes down. Had an error. But the stream is still going there. So if that goes down, it probably means it's not YouTube. It might be Restream. Because Restream gets all my data, and then it sends it out to these various platforms that I want to stream from. And I have to use their servers. So it could be a Restream problem. Perry have the most naturalistic poses, in my humble opinion. I wouldn't disagree. Victrix, great detail, some goofy poses though. I have no experience with all the different models really. Very limited, but I love what I see. Gripping Beast, only Dark Age, great poses, not so great sculpts. You think so? I collected two pretty big collections of, it was Gripping Beast and Wargames Foundry, Vikings and Saxons. Big old chunky 28 mil. And they went well together. And I don't know, I liked all of them. I was a fan and still am. But yeah, they are kind of limited, Gripping Beast. But they got such good stuff, I think. I love them. Start the overhand versus underhand spear grip debate. Yeah. And it's a good debate to have. Such nerds. Bunch of nerds. We're all nerds here. Jockey is nice. Great variability and quality for the Vikings. GW really screwed up. Saturnine box. Snagged cheaply. Great edition. Lost. Grand Company. Thousand Suns. Sounds like you got a pretty big project there. Do you play Kill Team? Does anybody play Kill Team? I'm gonna buy the newest starter that they have. The one that comes with some type of Space Marine and the Plague Marines. The one that's out right now. I'm gonna grab that. It's decent priced, and I could use all those freaking models. I got a nice chunky Plague Marine army, Death Guard army for 40k, so I could definitely use the models. I guess it comes with MDF terrain. That's weird of GW, making MDF terrain. I got plenty of terrain. I have the first boxed version of Kill Team from 2018, and that came with some nice terrain that I never put together yet. But I'm planning to for my 40k games. What's that noise? I hear something. So for $100, it's a good value for the money, I think. Plus, the game seems really frickin' popular. Even with folks who aren't fans of 40k are playing it. That's interesting. So I'm curious if you guys play it. Instead of perhaps 40k, for instance. Oh, it says stream is healthy. Excellent, it says. So I don't know. Grand Company, Crusade, Nurgle stuff. Please don't do Nurgle stuff. Too late. Tend to be unhygienic, to say the least. Still got round to any of my miniature stuff. So you're not playing it? What's interesting to me about it is that, unlike, say, what Mantic does, what they just started doing now with their Champions game, it's a whole separate game. As opposed to being something like, oh, it's just 40k light. Or 40k skirmish. Like it kind of used to be back in the 4th edition of 40k. Now it's its own freaking thing, which is cool. I get it. But it kind of takes away from the idea that it's an introduction to 40k. Which it is, kinda. To its lore, anyway. And factions. But not really the rules, not really the game. It's not really an introduction. It's a separate game. And that makes me wonder. I mean, wouldn't it be better if it was actually the 40k rules, or the 40k rules were kill team rules, just modified for bigger or smaller games? You know what I mean, if they were the same frickin' thing. Seems like it would be a good idea if it was like that. Then it truly is an introduction, and the games complement each other. What's really surprising to me is how successful the game is, really, compared to other games that GW makes and that suddenly disappear. Like Necromunda. I mean, that's a great game. We all know that, but GW don't seem to care too much for it. I mean, it isn't 40k. Faction or rules-wise. But what a great frickin' game. Yeah, but they don't care too much for it, so that's probably going to end up disappearing. Along with some other games. I don't know. But to me, it seems Kill Team is right up there with 40k and Warhammer Old World. It's a pretty popular, decent game in its own right. It's just odd to me that it's just seen as a separate game. But I don't know. Horror stories. Well, I like Nurgle. I did in the past. If I was going to do another faction, it would be the Death Guard, Plague Marine stuff. I had a few models, but I never played with the Force. And I've still, to this day, I've never played a Nurgle army. It's Jesse's army. His first army in 40k, at least the second time around, is the Death Guard. So he's got a big collection. 10 versus 10 squad. Basically, both sides are playing a critical role in a section of 40k lore. Tau would win versus 10 Space Marines. Like, period. Well, Tau are an odd faction. Don't get me started on Necromunda. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't poke the bear. I've never played the new version of it. I don't have any high hopes for it. I've looked at some videos, and I remember when it first came out, there was no campaign rules or anything. It's like, are you kidding me? How could you? That's a campaign game. How could you not have rules for campaigns in there? You have to have rules for campaigns. That's the whole thing. I think it had rules, but it was very limited. Not like the original Necromunda. When I talk about Necromunda, I'm talking about the original Necromunda, which was absolutely amazing. And this is back in the days of Warhammer 4th edition and 40k 2nd edition. Those were great times, man. That was a great version of the game. And probably gave me some of the best memories in this hobby. Playing with my friends. So I can't downplay Necromunda. Yeah, but aren't Tau good with the technology side of things? That's what makes them so good. I mean, they got those little drones and little bots and suits. I don't know. Tau are odd to me. I got interested in them when they first came out because it was so new. Something besides Necrons. This is cool. But they just never fit the aesthetic to me of 40k and the Grim Dark. And even to this day, I have no interest in them. It's like they're like something totally alien to this. It's just odd. They don't feel grim dark, But then people would argue 40K isn't really grim dark anymore, and it isn't. So they actually fit in, I guess, nowadays. I guess the Tau won. Bunch of commies. Well, what makes the Tau so good on the tabletop? I don't know if they're currently real good, but I know a lot of people hate them. I always thought it was a little bit because of the look and the aesthetic, and the other was the fact that they seemed to be really frickin' powerful. At least at the time. Necromunda. Yeah, I didn't like the new models either. That was another thing. I played Cotter. I don't know, the new stuff just does not scream to me. And that's you know what, that's another topic. But to be totally honest with you, this new wave of designers and producers for Games Workshop, they're not in touch with what it was like back in the day, 40K and Warhammer back in the day when it was originally conceived. They're just totally way off. None of it, aesthetically speaking, feels like Warhammer or 40K. Like I said, it's no longer grim dark, for instance, and it isn't. And you can argue that, but it's truly not. It just doesn't capture that feel anymore through the art and the production of the models, the sculpts. It just, I don't know, man. It's like an empty shell with no soul. That's what it feels like to me. And I think that's one reason with the popularity of the older editions. Like for me personally is the aesthetic, for one, and the true grim dark of 40K and Warhammer fantasy was the older stuff. This current wave of Warhammer the Old World, 10th edition, 9th edition, you could probably go back a little further too. It just does not feel like frickin' 40K or Warhammer to me. It's just like there's no soul in it. Would anyone disagree with me on that? That's what it feels like to me. So when I go looking at something like Necromunda, maybe I'll get into this, get some of the models and stuff. It's not there. I just don't have a pull for it. I mean, I know what it is. I know what Cotter is and Sumps and all this stuff and how it all works together. I know the lore and the fluff. But when you look at what they're showing and offering for it, it doesn't evoke what I feel, well, what it was, really. It just doesn't feel like the same thing anymore. Like, that's not Necromunda. How you doing, Big Small? How you doing, my friend? They can outrange most other factions, but they're bog standard infantry. I'm talking about the Tau. New GW aesthetic, not good. Yeah, it's not there. That's what turns me off. It really does. They just posted they're coming out with a new edition of Blood Bowl. And I was looking at the intro video and they were showing the models. And again, it's the same thing. It just does not click. It doesn't feel like Blood Bowl. I played some Blood Bowl. I remember the original game. And the follow-ons after that back in the 90s. That was good stuff. It felt like a gritty frickin' game of football in a fantasy world that was dark and just menacing. I don't know. It ain't right, man. Big Smile's doing okay, everybody. Sisters of Battle, Skaven are examples. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Sisters of Battle, I think, are better looking models now than the originals, which to me look very stiff and not so... Well, I think they're better now. I wonder. I'm working on the boys' second Star Wars RP session. Good, good, good. I mean, if I can get a Saturnine... Is that how you say that? Saturnine? Saturnine box of 2 for $50 a pop. I'll get it, but $200 or more is just stupid. Saturnine. When I look at it, I see Saturn. Saturnine. Okay. Dug out my old Warhammer Fantasy Battle scenery. All warped. But good for a valley on Star Wars game. All warped, huh? That's too bad. You could fix that. Get a little creative. Couldn't you dampen the bottoms and then put them down on a flat surface? You'd have to weight it down overnight or something. How would you weight it down properly? I don't know. Not even sure that's worth the effort. Finish the crew on these Pack 40s. Oh yeah, and I gotta go back to these guys. I should be able to finish these. Right? Are they painted? Yeah, they are. I just did those. Where's the other one? Got this guy. They painted? Yeah, they are. That's the other 3. I'll put these 5 back over here. I'm not gonna get to them. And sadly, I'm doing a lot of talking today. Saturday. I meant a Star Wars world. It also ticked me off that the guy doing the Star Wars versus 40K universe thing. I never got into Star Wars stuff. I almost did a few years ago. I was going to get into the Fantasy Flight Games has that board game. I can't remember the name of it. Something Assault. Imperial Assault. Is that the name of it? That looked pretty good to me, and I started watching some of the cartoon stuff for Star Wars. I was never a big fan, though. I enjoyed it. I almost got into it. I don't know. Never really a Star Wars fan. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know. This guy's hard to get at. Let's see. Okay, I got that guy. See him right there. He's right there. Little guy there. Just painted his trousers and coat. Kind of straddling the rail of the gun there. Okay, sounds interesting. Disconnected an OBS again. Come on. Let me check Twitch. Twitch still seems to be working. Stream is back. So did you guys experience anything weird there, like some buffering or anything? Did anything happen? Because seconds ago it disconnected. There was no data going from YouTube. It seems to be back on now. Another little hiccup. But this is what's been happening to me every freaking day. And sometimes it doesn't come back. And when that happens, the stream ends. And it may or may not start a new YouTube stream. And everybody has to come back if they want. That's frustrating. I don't know what's going on. Bastards. I think Twitch was affected though because it kind of froze up the screen. It's still streaming, but it's froze up. So that was also affected. So it might be Restream that's causing the problem. Restream. I'm going to have to set it up where I'm streaming without Restream. And try that. Then I'd be using YouTube servers. Which in my experience, YouTube servers suck. I'll assume you guys didn't notice anything. Let us continue, shall we? As we discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of this hobby. You could check the Is It Down tracker or whatever it is. Yeah, I know what you mean. I could do that. Seemed okay to me. Where's my phone? Yeah, I'll take a quick look. Probably not down. Let's check Restream. I'm curious. Maybe they've been having issues the past week or so. Let's see. This is the one I look at, I think. No current problems. As I figured. So it's not Restream then. Who knows? It could be, you know what? It could be just me. It could be my frickin' internet. But that said, I never really have that problem. But you never know. Could just be me. Seemed okay. I'm the ugly. Who's the good? Who's the bad? Do-do-do. And it always seems to happen when I'm not paying attention. When I start getting into my painting. That's when it disconnects me. My stream ends. And I'm sitting here talking for 5 minutes before I realize, oh, the stream's down. Right when I'm doing this. Oh, I changed my mind. I'm the good. What made you change your mind, man? What happened? That's it. I'm standing up for myself from now on. I don't care what anyone says. I'm the good. That's all there is to it. Plenty of room for all of us in this hobby. Okay. I think I got this guy all good to go. Looking good. These guys are looking really good. That wash really makes things look far more realistic. The shading and a little bit of dirtiness about them. as it should be. Dipped my toe into Reddit recently, despite not really knowing what it is. I don't use Reddit at all. Just when I'm searching things up on Google or something, get an article or something. Should have a Google Reddit first, I suppose. Gotta rest my noggin here. La da 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 da. Make sure everything's up. Restream. Close that. Let's see here. What can I look up? Games Workshop. That's in my thing. Pickpocket Press. What do I look up? What should I look up? Games, miniatures, something interesting, news, RPGs, campaigns. Any latest news on anything I might have missed? I'm sure there is. Can I look up and distract myself? Flames of Orion, Tales of Argosa, Hyperborea, Warhammer 4th edition, roleplay, Games Workshop 40K, new releases. No Battletech, I don't want to look up Battletech. .3D printing. Messengers from the Void. Flames of War. They got that new box set, Fortress Europe, going to release pretty soon. And I actually think I might buy it. It's only $70, or 70 some. And everything in it I could use. Including Panther tanks. You know what I want? I want to get some Stugs. I gotta get me some Stugs. Or more Panzer IVs. Believe it or not, my Panzers are lacking. I've only got 3. 3! What's more? Just learned it is a proprietary social news. I'm more informed after learning that. What are you talking about, though? Reddit? Yeah. I don't use Reddit. I use Facebook, Discord, a little bit of Twitch, Instagram, X, which I don't use too much of. It's like the Wild West over there. I use Instagram a lot more than I used to. A lot of friends over there. And Facebook, because I'm that old. That's all I use. And YouTube. YouTube is my #1 source of info and news and entertainment. Yeah, which it is for a lot of people. YouTube is the big one. I'm on that all the time. Like when I get up in the morning, not even. I'm constant. My laptop is always on. And it's always on YouTube, Instagram, Discord, my study page from school. Just social platforms, though. It's just they're always open. I've always got them open. Instagram, Facebook, Discord, and geez, it seems like there's another one. Let me look and see. Nope, I don't have everything open because I close everything down when I stream. My email is always open. Let me look again. Yeah, that's what's always open for me. That ain't too bad. My YouTube dashboard for YouTube Studio, and my YouTube channel, those are always open. Facebook and Instagram. So those are always open for me. I use them all the time. People want to get in touch with me, that's how you do it. And my email. My email is always open as well. And Discord. And I'm happy. I get everything I need right there. Every once in a while I turn on X, or I turn on Twitch, and that's about it. Don't use Reddit, Pinterest, any of these other ones. TikTok, don't use any of that nonsense. Jesse's frickin' addicted to TikTok. Thing is frickin' evil. And yeah, that's it for me. I'm happy. I get more than enough. Reddit only comes up when I do Google searches. And something relevant is a Reddit page. That's the only thing I use with Reddit. So that's me anyway. Not that that's any interesting. Big battles to arrange ASAP for Tilia's troubles. It's very tricky getting dates that suit all the players. Some have to come miles. Some don't have cars. Most families to distract them. Tricky stuff indeed. I am a big user of the old Facebook. Yeah, I've always got Facebook on there. I don't look at it a lot, but it's always open, and I look at it at least once or twice a day. I'll scroll through and see what my friends are doing. Or I'll check one of my groups that I mod. That's about it. Sometimes make a post. Yeah. Instagram sees me more often. YouTube always sees me. Don't know about TikToks or Pinterest. I don't even really know what Pinterest is. I've seen it. It's one of the older ones too. I used to look at it a little bit with my girlfriend back in the day, but she used it. I didn't. So I didn't know what. Still don't know what the heck that really is. Pictures and TikTok. That's it's just pure addiction. That's all that is. People doing stupid things. Some people make money with it though. So I just recently set up a Big Small Worlds account on Facebookers. Oh yeah? What's your handle? And I'll look you up right now. I got to be careful launching Facebook while I'm streaming because I can't type into the chat. If I do, it goes on Facebook. I don't know why. So I shut it off. But I'll go there now. Doodle doo doo doo. Never use Instagram either. Instagram's, it's kind of fun. It's mostly all pictures. And it's really what people do. They post pictures like their projects, but there's a lot of wargamers and wargame companies on there, so it's pretty popular. It's pictures. Post your miniatures and your updates on what you're doing. But it's not like a link sharing thing. You don't usually post links to things. It's alright. I like it. Da 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 da. There's one of my friends. Lots of game stuff. Lots of ladies. Master Wong. Oh, he got his butt kicked or something. What happened to him? Anyway. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I'll make sure my stream is still going. Never use Instagram, big, small. Everything just set up a big, small. What's your handle, if you don't mind me asking? Let me look for you. Whoops. Big, small, worlds. Of course, maybe you don't want to make it public. That's alright, you don't have to do that. You can look me up. Look me up. Alan Fritz, for anybody interested, feel free to add me on Facebook. There I am. This is my page. I'll put a link to it actually. Cheap viewers on Streamboo. No, I don't need that. I don't want cheap viewers. So I'm not interested. There's my link. I want me to add you on to Facebookers. There it is. Check that out. That's me. That's my account that I'm on all the time. That's my personal page. Yeah, you didn't share it. I'm sharing mine though, so feel free to click it. That's me. I don't post anything crazy. Usually war game related stuff only. Occasional pagan things, but that's about all. History. stream. Yeah. The heck is that? Circle Drive-In. Deftones. Lemmy. Yeah, so that's me. Tabletop Commanders, you can go over there and look that up. That's a fantastic group. I started way back in 2012 or something with my good friend Ian and some other folks in the community. This used to be where we posted all our paint and chats. It's miniatures gaming. It's a great community. 3.5k members, which is pretty nice. Yeah, you can check that out. Tabletop Commanders Forum. That's something to check out, folks. And I have one more page I'll show here. This is Fritz's Hobby Alcove. This is my hobby page. Not my personal page, but my hobby related page. Everything about my games, the things I've painted, commissions I work on, my RPGs, my 3D printing. It's just my little hobby page. That's all it is. And it's called Fritz's Hobby Alcove. And I think there's a link to that in the description. I don't know why I'm talking about me today, but there you go. I guess we're talking about Facebook. And I lost my mouse. Alright, hold on folks. I gotta find my mouse. My mouse is acting up. I gotta get it back on again. There we go. Copy. So I'll put this in the links too for anyone who wants to see my hobby stuff. If you don't have Discord or something, that's a nice little option. I sent a friend request. I will work out how to make BSW public tomorrow. Big Small Worlds. Let me go. Yeah, let me get this off the screen then. And then we'll go over here. And I see it. Big Small Worlds. There you are. I'll confirm. There you go, my friend. Ah, I see all your models and stuff there. Things I haven't seen before. Very good, man. Nice. Danke. Anyway, let's get back over here to this nonsense. Paint a little flesh. Get some flesh painted. 6:13 p.m. Getting late. I'll do a little bit more. Not going to be on here all night. People are getting tired. Tired of hearing me babble on. Babylon. Yeah, I didn't get as much done today. You guys are keeping me distracted with some of that old-fashioned, good old conversation. Yeah. Has anyone in this chat right now, or listening later on, of course, played Redbox Dungeons and Dragons, BX, either the Moldvay or the Menser versions of the game? Has anyone ever played basic D&D? This is back in the early 80s. And the second question is, has anyone here, or listening later, ever actually played first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Again, back in the 80s we're talking here. Not second edition, first edition. Either of those two games, and they were different. Have you played either one of them? I'm going to say Big Small Worlds didn't play either one. I could be wrong, but I don't think he played either one. I'm not sure about the rest. I'm just curious. I like to know what people were doing. How they got into this hobby. What that hobby looked like. As I paint little faces and hands. Let's see here. I gotta get sneaky. Sneak that brush in. Oh, so careful. Let's go. Needs my sleep for tomorrow. Good night, Big Small. Marsh says first edition AD&D. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Did you enjoy it? Was it a big thing? Was it something that sticks with you to this day and influences what games you play? With role-playing, anyway. To this day? Are you a Gygaxian gamer? Because I can answer that. And I would say that D&D and AD&D had a huge frickin' impact on how I view role-playing games and what I play today. Just huge impact. I think that's most people. Because if you were back then and you were playing games back then, that's when it was just, coming to fruition. That was literally the early days of the hobby. So yeah, it's going to have a big impact on you. And I don't know, some people, they get started with, say, 3rd edition D&D. And that's their game that got them into it. And that was a big impact on them. Yeah, that's true. But nothing spoke to me louder than AD&D and D&D BX. I never seen anything like it, never read anything like it before in my life. I was a gamer, but not like we see gamers today. Huge impact. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Most people I talk to, I don't know, I guess they don't go back that far. Their first games are usually 3rd edition, 3.5. That's a lot of people. A lot of people I know that are in role-playing games got their start playing Dungeons & Dragons 3rd and 3.5. or it was a, yeah, might not have been their favorite, I don't know, but that's what they got started with. And admittedly, the first role-playing game I seriously played, not just collected and looked at and tried to figure out and tried to learn, maybe played with family or something. My first was actually 2nd edition AD&D. That was the first time I got together with friends and actually played the game. But it was 3rd edition, not 3.5, but 3rd edition of D&D that I think I really got deep into. More than 2nd edition. That was the game that really I had a grip on this stuff, man. I was running those games like a pro. That's the one I put a lot of effort into. And I liked it. I enjoyed that. And then I got out of the hobby in 2003. So that didn't last. Didn't come back into the hobby until 2012. So that was a big break I took from the hobby. Nowadays, it's amazing all the different games that are out there. And for miniatures gaming too, wargaming. Just crazy. All these new games. It's definitely grown, this hobby. Well, you know what I need to do? I need to put black on the tires. I probably shouldn't use black primer. Yeah, let's not use primer. Let's find our black. Proper black. Oh, if I can find it. What's this? No. What's this? Anti-shine matte varnish. Is it here? Where are you? I don't see it. Yeah, I don't. Where is it? I got a couple blacks. Oh, I can't find it. You gotta be kidding me. Fall on the floor. I don't want to have to use primer. Yeah, I don't see it. Black. Could just use the primer, but this is bothering me now. Gotta have black paint. All right, let me go look. think this is black. I usually use the Army Painter one. This is a Vallejo one. Yeah, it's definitely black. Man, it's like I never used it before. It's hard to open that thing. Just gotta paint the little tires. I actually have a color. I think it's Vallejo. Might be Army Painter. It's called rubber, as in tires. I don't know where it is. That would be useful right now. It's exactly what I'm painting. These are like black, brand new tires I'm putting on this baby. Looks pretty good though. Have to admit. Ah, Saft Malta. Saft Malta. I'm doing pretty good, actually. How you doing? Pardon me while I focus here. Get the old intent behind this brush. Don't want to get the black on the body of the Pack 40. The frame. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Because couldn't be anything else but fantastic. Yeah. With all that focus and intent. Yeah, that came out pretty good. Alright, so there's the tires in the damn thing. Pardon the French. The only other thing is the rails got some red and white on them. Little rods. And I'll do that later. I'm not too concerned. Well, I got the black out. We'll do a little black on the muzzle. A little dry brush. Hold on a second. I'll look at the chat in a moment here. I want to get this. Come on. Gotta dirty up this muzzle. Just a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Thumb. Too much. There we go. That does the trick. Then I got the tires in the other one to do. That's pretty much it. Oh, take a break from this. Peck 40. You got that right. Your focus shall not be pardoned, as it doesn't need to be. Thanks. Malta. I appreciate that. Have I spoke to you before? Or are you new to the stream? I see so many people come and go in the stream. I can't remember who I talked to half of the time. But anyway, you're welcome. Glad I could show off some of my work to you. As I try and get these Flames of War models back on the table. It's the Hit the Beach box set, starter set. Trying to get that project completed. Got the infantry almost completely done, except for the airborne troops, U.S. troops. I got to work on them yet. They're all primed and ready to go. You're new. Okay. Gotcha. Tell me about you, man. What's up with you? What do you play? You paint miniatures? You war game? Role playing? How about a little board gaming? Anything like that? What's your hobbies? Diorama building. Oh, that's interesting. Nothing special. Dioramas. Like, what do? Do you do, are you more of the train or the car side of things? Planes? Or do you do the military, historical stuff usually? I got a lot of friends that are into modeling, as it were. My good friend Dreadlin, for instance. Oh boy, can he does some amazing stuff. A lot of scratch-built stuff, too. Haven't talked to you in a while, Dredd. If you're out there, be sure to pop in and send me a hello. It's been a while. World War II era. Naval tank dioramas. Nice. Nice. World War II era. What's your favorite model that you've done so far? World War II era. Let me guess. It's going to be a Panzer. I'm going to say it's a Panzer. My favorite. And again, I don't really do the modeling side of things. I do it in terms of wargaming. But my favorite is any variant of the Panther tank. I absolutely love the Panther. What a beautiful machine. As most of the German tanks were, in my opinion. They just look so beautiful. Such exquisite machines. It's funny I say that, but I actually built models and painted them and did the modeling stuff years ago before I was into wargaming. Military Modeler magazine. I wasn't the best at putting these models together, and but I did that. I was into that way back. Ripes. I forgot all about that. I used to do planes, cars, ships, all kinds of ships, Viking ships. I remember one of the first ones I did was a Viking longship. My mom got it for me through the mail. Yeah, my first paints were Tester's paints. I still have a couple jars left. But that's where I first started painting too. So that's going way back though. I was just a freaking kid, man. But yeah, before wargaming, that was my outlet. Trippets from Trumpeter. I've seen my friend on YouTube. He put that model together. I don't know if it's the same one, but Trumpeter. The Turpets. Not Trippets. Did I say Trippets? Turpets. I remember he did one of those ships, and it almost done him in because there was thousands of parts to this thing. It was like a puzzle. And he had a hell of a time with that, but it was, he did finish it in the end. It almost broke him. 1/700, that's pretty big too. Wow. Yeah, modeling, that was a long time ago. Good friend of mine, Wargamer. He's done models for some publishers, in fact. But I was talking to him. He's a good painter, and he just loves to paint. I said, why don't you do busts? Like, oh, I know what you could do. He's into Napoleonics, but why don't you do a bust of Napoleon? I've thought about doing some busts. You could put them on your bookshelf and stuff, or display when you're playing your games. And he said to me, you know what? Why would you waste your time? Because you're a war gamer. Why would I waste my time painting something that I cannot functionally utilize in my game? Because we already have to paint so much. Why would we paint something else that you can't even use? And he really had it was quite profound to me when he said that, because you know what? He's actually right. In a way. And so I didn't do it. I was going to do some busts and decided, nah, well, I guess I won't do that then, because you're right. I should be painting up this next regiment. But I guess if you really enjoy the painting side of the hobby, I can see doing little extras like that. And that's really what I'm all about. I enjoy the painting side of the hobby more than playing games, because I've basically played everything there is to play. It's not as exciting in that department for me, really. But I love the painting. In that case, I could see myself doing a bust one day. Yeah. Now I'm 19. Started train model. 6 years. 16 military models. Huh? You found your thing. Let's see here. Turpets, all the small parts and details. Yeah. I have another really good friend of mine he's a solid modeler. Bob Smith. And how you doing, Nerdy Ogre? Bob Smith. I was just talking to him a couple months ago on a stream. But he's all modeling. He did a little bit of wargaming. I talked him into some games, and we played online, actually. He got quite the reputation as being undefeated and stuff. Had a good time. But nowadays, it's all he does is models, and he spends days working on the same freaking thing. And boy, I don't know how some of you guys can just do that. I guess there's a lot of satisfaction in working with these, quote, small parts that seem to be infinite. But he's working on the internals of this Panther tank. Maybe it was a Tiger. I think it's a Panther. I don't remember. But he's showing all the bits and parts, putting the engine block together. Wow, really? and all the treads on the tank, they're individual, and you got to lock them together, and all this. Wow. And he's a great painter too, so when he's done with it, it just looks fantastic. And I don't know if he goes to competitions or anything like that, but he does this, and that's his jam. That's what he does. Used figures on the turrets as well. Nerdy Ogre. How you doing, Nerdy Ogre? What's been going on? I haven't talked to you in a while. How's things down Texas way? All good? You got a lot of good friends. I guess I do. Well, you know what it is. If you're a wargamer, you learn a lot from modelers. Even trained modelers. Because you can learn so much about terrain and how to make this stuff. Make it look more realistic. So yeah. Where are you from, by the way, if you don't mind me saying? You don't have to be specific, just be a little general. Say you're 19 and you're getting into this modeling. Wow. It's been a while. Yes, Nerdy Ogre, it has. I just started back streaming after like a week off. I'm back to streaming like every other day. I'll probably be on every day this week. So I'm just getting back into the flow. Especially with winter coming up, we'll see a lot more people popping in. Oh. My eyes, the goggles, they do nothing. All good here. We just got hit with some heavy rain yesterday. Yeah, you're holding on, huh? Holding on. You take care of yourself, Nerdy Ogre. How's things going on the gaming front? Anything new? Ah, Deutschland. All the way from Germany. Well, it's late over there. I think the difference is 6 hours. So you're like just after midnight over there. Almost 1, right? 6 hours? I think I got it right. 6 hours it should be. What part of Germany are you from? My family comes from Saxony. Down a little south there. Yeah, it's just after midnight where you're at. That's right. I sometimes forget because I meet people from all over the world. It's great seeing my really good friend was on yesterday with us all the way from Warsaw, Poland. Well, ours. Oh, he's a great one to talk to. I had him on yesterday. I hope you come back again, man. Malta, because I don't get a lot of folks from Germany. And I'm trying to, I've been doing this for like 12 years, okay? So what I'm trying to do, I have a little personal goal. I want to meet people from every region of the planet. And I've had folks come in the chat from Spain, France, lots of UK, Sweden, Finland. Germany is severely lacking. I can't remember. Netherlands. I had friends from the Netherlands. But Germany is severely lacking. So is Italy, the Mediterranean area. My real good friend from Greece, Athens, he comes on. He's an exception. Old Nikolaos Spiliotopoulos. And any region in Asia. I think I've had maybe one person from Japan. Or South America. That's another devoid area. But it's so cool. You know, I get all excited. Oh man, this guy's from Spain. It's great. Viva España. You know, that's let's share the hobby. You know. So I hope I see you again. You'll be a regular here. You'll be our my friend from Germany. We'll put it that way. And ours, of course, he's from Poland. He's in Poland. so that's good. There you go, Nerdy Ogre. Got somebody from Germany. Dun, 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 dun. I've got a Nightbane game on Fridays. Oh, glad for you. Great, man. Nightbane, that's the game you're always talking about, right? I'm not getting it confused. Every other Saturday, I got a homebrew game with Bruce Lombardo. And a Riffs game on Sundays. Oh, you're getting pretty freaking active. All right. I'm glad, man. That's good. It sounds like you're going to be running Nightbane at last. That's a deal. Great. I'll be watching out for you. I do. In case you don't know, I do these streams like usually every day. Monday through Friday, sometimes more often. Sometimes I miss a day. Usually around this time. I usually like to start a little earlier. Like prime time in Germany, like about 9 p.m. over there in Germany. It's usually when I like to start, but sometimes a little later. And I'm usually on here for 2-3 hours. And it's usually me just painting, talking about the hobby, history, gaming, whatever. And I sometimes bring in a guest or a co-host. I have a bunch of co-hosts that I like to bring in, including ours, Kat. We all know and love Kat. She's awesome. And my friend Nikolaos Spiliotopoulos, who we all know and love, is the medieval wargamer. But yeah, come on back, man, and share the hobby. Maybe you can share with us some of your techniques for painting and modeling. That's what I'd be curious to hear. Right, Nerdy Ogre? Nerdy Ogre's a RPGer, of course. You don't really do the miniatures these days, right, Nerdy Ogre? I'd like to run a Riffs Japan game for some people from Japan. Yeah, yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? From what I understand, the most popular RPG in Japan, and you probably know this, is Call of Cthulhu. I mean, it's as popular over there as, say, I hate to say this, actually. It's as popular as 5e is in the United States. It's very popular. So maybe if you do a Call of Cthulhu game, or something along those lines, which you do with your riffs, Nightbane, right? Come on, little monstrosities coming around. Tactics for painting. I use the simple... Oh, I can't see what that is. What is that? Let me go look and see. I have to go over on Twitch. I use the simple shit. There you go. Chat Ninja, block that out. Terrible. Just terrible. It works. I think Nightbane Indoor Beyond the Supernatural would go over well. Yeah, I think so. You have any Japanese friends? I don't know many people in the hobby at all from Japan. They're out there, but I seldom see them in chats or anything. Probably the time zone is an issue. What is it, like 12 hours difference? I don't usually use any special techniques besides a lot of DIY. Well, there you go. I know 3 Japanese guys with modeling hobby. Yeah, I can believe that. I know quite a few Japanese folks over on Facebook, you know, might be friends there, but I don't know them to the point of like, come on my chats and stuff. A few wargamers, a lot of modelers. But I think it'd be cool to run a game for people from other countries, set in their homeland. Yeah, that would be interesting. Well, you probably know a lot of modelers. That are from different countries like that. Russia's another one. Anywhere east of Poland. Nobody. Slav. Nah, it's like a different world. I don't know a lot of people from there. I think I know more people from the UK than I know from America. That's no joke. So what else are you doing, Nerdy Ogre? Working on some Pack 40s here for my Flames of War project. Once again, I'm back doing these little 1/200th scale. No, sorry, 1/100th scale. Or 15mm scale. Some of the US based and some are Spanish. Puerto Rico. Australia. How about South America? South America, I don't think I've ever met anyone from South America in any part of this hobby, which really strikes me as odd. I know there's gamers down there. I've never seen any in the chats. I don't think I know anyone on Facebook or Instagram. South America, you know, like Peru or Chile or Argentina. That would be pretty cool too. None so far. I also know some French ones. French. I think I met one guy who was in France, but he was actually from the UK. So I guess that doesn't really count. But he was from France. He was in France. Dutch. I know one guy that was, and a couple folks living in the Netherlands. Yeah, so that's been covered. Both of which were full on in this hobby, and they were in the chats. In fact, one actually played in my one RPG campaign, and she was a modeler too. Very much into the painting and the modeling stuff. So yeah, I had that covered. Actually, they were both in my RPG campaign I ran some years back. Yeah, had that covered. Seems a lot of games are set in America. Yeah, the time difference is a big deal too. A lot of multicultural groups. Yeah, there is. It's too bad, actually. Maybe if I get into some of those groups, like on Facebook or something, convince some of them, come on, get into wargaming, if they're not already. Yeah, you're right. There is groups, now that I think about it, on Facebook, for instance, like wargaming or role-playing, that are specifically dedicated to a particular culture or language. Like Warhammer Spain, that kind of thing. So you're right. You're right. That's where all those folks are congregating. Unless they're fluent in English, they're probably not going to look at the main Warhammer things or whatever game we're talking. Yeah, there is a lot of groups like that. That's where they are. Good point, Nerdy Ogre. Good point. I'm sure Malta would agree. Let's paint a little bit here. I'm running out of gas. What do I use here? Give me a second. I forgot what I used for the canteen cover. It's not flat brown. Saddle brown? Vallejo's saddle brown? I think it's saddle brown. No, cavalry brown. Saddle brown is too red. Where is it? Oh yeah, I gotta do the anklets and the shoes too. The boots. This is the shoes. It's an Andrea paint. Do you do a lot of painting, Malta? You must do a lot of painting if you do the modeling. I'd be curious of some of your painting techniques. Of course, you do like to keep it simple. I don't know. You modelers, you might be modest. Usually really, really freaking good. Yeah, this is what I'm going to be using. I guess it's Cavalry Brown. This is going to be for the canteen cover. Andrea, some shade of brown. I don't know what this is because they don't give them names like that. This is what I use for the boots. And the anklets are a beige. And I like to use Model Color Vallejo 821, which is German camouflage beige. I also use that for the bread bag. Because you don't want it to go stale. The Britzen we need to have fresh bread. So that's next. Get a roll of door screen. Yeah, language is also up there. Get a roll of door screen. It works awesome for camo netting. Yeah, it would work. There's also, you know what works even better than that? And I got some of it. A friend of mine sent it to me. It's that, it's cloth. And what is it used for? Well, essentially, it's like that. It's like the wire mesh thing, but it's cloth. I forget what its intent was for. There's a name for it too, and I just can't think of it. Use it for like those Christmas cakes or whatever it's called, fruit cakes. It's a wrap, but it's cloth. I mean, that is perfect. You could drape that on something, soak it in some half and half of glue and water, soak it in that, and then just drape it over something, and there's your cloth. You probably want to add paint to it so it'll, change the color of it. There's your netting, man. And yeah, the screen stuff would work too. That would be great for rat lines. Well, it'd have to be really fine. If you're a ship modeler, you know what I mean when I say rat lines. You do any ships, Malta? I paint with acrylics mostly. Speed paints for little details. Speed paints. You just hit on a subject that's new to me. I just started using speed paints and I love them. Oh my gosh. Especially at this stage, it has increased my output literally as much as 7 times, which is huge for me because I'm just getting back into the hobby after a decade of being away from it. So all my stuff is gone. I don't have all my massive collections of miniatures anymore. I am literally starting over. So I've discovered that, wow, these speed paints are perfect for me right now. And I've been using them. I just started using them earlier this year on some 40K stuff and some Dead Zone stuff. Those are games. And 28mm scale miniatures. And I love it. I've gotten some great results from it. So speed paints is a thing I'm just learning to utilize now. Cheesecloth, that's it. You got it, March Hare. You got it. You got it. Cheesecloth. He sent along a package of that for me when I was doing my naval ships for rat lines. And it's perfect. Netting on artillery or something? Tanks? Yeah. So there you go, Nerdy Yogurt. Thanks for reminding me of that. I do naval dioramas. I'm on my biggest diorama yet. Doilies? What, the little fancy napkins? It's not spelled right, but I hope that's close enough. I know what you mean. 1.3 meter long base plate, 3 ships, 15 planes, 270 figures, and all in 1/700 scale. So, 700, man, that's big. Let me grab my calculator real quick. So 1/700 scale, that's not something we do a lot with miniature wargaming. But you modelers, 700 divided by 12 equals 58 1/3. So that means 1 inch is about 58 1/3 feet in scale. Per inch. So 4 inches would be like 100 feet in scale. Did I do that right? I'm not going to bother with it. My calculator's acting funny. Something like that. Because 1/1200 is 1 inch is 100 feet. So 1/600 would be like 1 inch is 50 feet. So you're just a little bit more than that at 1/700 scale. So, wow. So a trireme, at that scale, a trireme, which is about 120, 150 feet, would be about 3 inches? Am I doing it right? Yeah, that'd be 150 feet. A little bit more than that in your scale. So 1/700 scale. That's not bad. That's like if I was doing wargaming with ancient naval stuff, 1/700 scale or 1/600 scale would be good for me. I'd like that. I'd like my ships that big. In fact, I'd like them bigger. Twice as big. What would that be? 1 to 350 scale? 1 to 300 scale? That's pretty big. We're getting nerdy here. We're getting nerdy, Ogre. We're getting nerdy. You break out calculators and start doing math. Did someone say scale? Step out of the way. I'm just trying to figure out where 1/700 sits. I actually could just imagine it because, 1/1200, 1/2400 are wargame scales. For wooden ships, you see wargamers using 1/600 scale, 1/700 scale, actually. So, yeah, that's not that unusual. But he's doing the turpits at 1/700 scale. That's a pretty big boat. Excuse me. What'd you know? I spelled it right. Doilies. It looks right to me. 1.3 meter long base plate. The ships I'm using for the diorama are the turpits. Finished. Yugen, not started yet. Well, you're into the naval stuff then. That's pretty cool though. Those are big ships, man, at that scale. 1/700. What'd you say it was? 1.3 meters long? Base plate? the little people at 1/700 scale, I don't know how you could see them. That's tiny. That's like little daubs. What am I doing here? Oh, I did the flesh on these guys. Oh, I want to do the... Yeah, I forgot what I was doing. Yikes. Yes, they are tiny, but really fun. How big is a human at 1/700 scale? I don't want to break out my calculator. Like, 1/100, it's a 15 millimeter man. The guy'd be about 15 millimeters, just over half an inch. So at 1/700, be 7 times as small as a 1/100. So 7 times as small. So 2 millimeter? Yeah, that would be right. About 2 millimeters high. 2 or 3 millimeters. Holy smokes, man. That is tiny. I know war gamers that play in 2 and 3 millimeter scale, so that's kind of what you're talking about. And literally, they're so small. I mean, they have to be cast in multiples, or what we call clouds of men, or blocks of people, because they're so tiny. I can't imagine little individual sailors there running across the deck of the ship. They're just little daubs. They can't be little individuals, though. They must be like sculpted on the ship parts, maybe, or it'd have to be something like that. I can't imagine how you'd even begin painting it if they weren't part of some kind of base or part of the model itself. I think that's probably what it is. Yeah, send a picture. Send it. Well, you can't put links in there. Are you on Discord? Tabletop? Discord? Are you on the Discords? Discords? You have Discord? Look in the description of the video. Join the Discord. It's small, it's tight, it's all good friends of mine. We're all gamers, painters, modelers. I'll even show you the thing. Join it. Go in there and post some pictures, because I want to see some stuff. I need some inspiration for painting 2 mil. I'll never paint 2 mil. That is my Discord. That's my Discord server. Come on in there and share your goodness. I'll put your pictures up on the stream here. Let's get back to it. I'd love to see your models that you're doing. Actually, let me turn off my thing over here. I don't know why that's on. Where's my chat? That game used minis so small they look like tiny nubs on a baseboard. I've got a few friends that wargame in 2/3 mil, and it's ridiculously small. I see the attraction for it. In Malta's case, he's talking about the crew for the ships that he's making, the 1/700 scale. So it's like 2-3 mil. So it's the same thing, but it's so freaking small. Get out the photo etch jig. Invite link. I can't send invites because I'm in streamer mode. I can't access my Discord thing. But the link is in there. Are you in? Let's go look and see. I want to see if he's in there. I think he is. There he is. Malta! Well, thanks, man. That's great. Check out the server there. Post some pictures and look for the channel that says... I used to have a modeling channel. I guess I don't no more. Post it in Miniatures Gaming. Or General. I don't care. But Miniatures Gaming would be appropriate, I think, because that's also painting and modeling. If you look at the screen, you'll see where it is. Yeah, post it in there. I want to see these frickin' ships. Let me actually, where is he? I'm gonna put you in the grognards. Doop doop doo doop doo doo doop 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 doo. Yeah, I'll show everybody when you post them if that's okay with you. Oh, don't breathe while working. Yep. You might inhale one of them. Lose it in your beard or something. The link is missing down here. I'm in. Give me like 3 minutes. Take your time. I'm going to post in a miniature skim. You got it. All right, so I'll look forward to that. Get ready, folks. We're going to see some modeling action here. Meantime, what was I doing? Oh yeah, gotta paint some anklets. Marsh Hare is lurking today, paying close attention. You are going to be my scribe from now on. Take notes and remind me of important information like names of people I meet on here. You're going to become the newest member of the scribe group. Let's paint some anklets. Schlink. Looks good, looks good. Got another one over here. So we wait for some trippets. Whatever he's going to show. Alright, anklets. Let's do the bread bag. You guys can't see what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm saying. But... Alright. Let's get the other guy. I think today at least I'm going to get these two crew guys done. I haven't been getting a lot done lately. Doing a lot of talking. I'm somebody that's easily distracted. So it doesn't take much. And that's okay. Beautiful. I gotta paint some helmets too. Nope, we got something going on there. Let's check it out. I'm not sure what that is. I see a lot of blue. Prepare to be amazed. Oh man, look at this. I gotta see this. Oh, that's fantastic. Look at that. What are you modeling the sea like with that? What is that? Is that cotton? What is that? Look at that big, beautiful ship. Look at that. Wow. That's a lot of parts, man. You're still working on this, right? Am I right? Did you paint the turrets? I don't see the paint on the turrets unless I'm blind. These I do. Maybe I am blind. Look at that. How did you do that water? That looks like some kind of foam spray or... It can't be cotton. It looks great, man. 1/700 scale. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't see that one. This one. That's the Bismarck. Wow. Is this 1/700 scale too? Let me look at the chat real quick. Nerds, nerd. We're looking at some models here, nerds. Good friend all the way from Germany, Deutschland, has joined us, and he's sharing what it is. 1/700 scale Tirpitz Bismarck. I guess that's 1/700 scale Bismarck. I don't see the Tirpitz. All are 1/700. That's crazy. Which, according to my calculations, since we're more wargamers, means these are like 2-3 mil scale ships. If you were wargaming with 2 or 3 mil figures, this is what a Bismarck would look like. It's huge. Let me look at this one. The Graf Spee. Oh man, that's awesome. I like this one. It's got a plane in it. All right, this is cotton. I could see that. But what is this water? What is that? I like this one. This is really nice. Wow. 1/700 scale. Tirpitz, here we go. Stand back. I love these planes. There's no way these crew are 2 mil. There's no way. He's got the crew on there. There's no way. I mean, I could actually see arms and stuff. Oh, look at that. That's not good. Black smoke hurtling towards the sky. That's beautiful. Are you telling me these little guys are only 2 millimeters high? I guess maybe they would be. That's tiny. I guess, yeah. I never seen anything that small, so. Look at that. Nice wood grain on the deck. I like it, man. Is that a good? Oh, beautiful. Oh, here we are. Let me look at this one first. Look at that water. Oh, that's fantastic. That's got to be some kind of foam or... This is right around the base of the ship. I'm curious what this is. There's a plane ditched in the water. All right, let me look at this next one. Because that shows a... that shows a guy. There he is. He's right there. See him there? Holy cow. Wow. All right, I guess that is 2 mil. Man, you can see his little feet and his little elbows. The little head shape. Wow, I can't imagine. And they're individuals, so he's got to put these on individually and paint them individually. That's crazy. Well, you like small parts. There you go. You got 150 or 250 crewmen to put on that ship. Unbelievable. I don't know, man. That's your thing. I think my patience just wouldn't last. I'd get so frustrated. I'd be lucky I just got a turret put together before I began losing my mind. One 700 scale. So this ship, this Tirpitz, this is like well, you said a meter and a half, right? Is this like 4 foot long? Is it really that big? God, that'd be close to 5 feet. The white stuff is a mixture of PVA glue and baking soda. Ah, that's what it is. Huh, I've used that before. Long time ago. 2 mil. Progression between the first Bismarck up to the Tirpitz. Yeah. Plane in the waters, 196, Naval Recon plane. Yeah, let's put up some new stuff if you haven't already. Feel free to post whatever you want in there, that's what it's for. The base plate is 1.3 meters. Last I checked, the meter is 3.28 feet. So that's 1.3, so that's like just over 3 feet then. Like should be just over 1 inch at 1/700. 1 inch, is that what you said there? Can't see that. 1 foot rather. Just over a foot? Well, I said 1.5 meters. Am I reading that wrong? Look at Discord. That's the breastplate for the diorama. Okay, let me see this. Oh, jeez. Wow. Oh. Wow. You don't permanently attach them to the board, or do you? Imagine you do. I don't know. Whoops. Oh, 800 foot long, so 1/700 should be a little over a foot. Well, what did he say? He said 1.33 meters, right? Am I reading that right? The base plate. All right, that's the base. All right, whatever. I'm I glue them on. They stay on the base plate. I see. Wow. So the base plate, the whole thing is like 1.33 meters. Is that what you mean? And that would be like 3.5 feet. Is that what you mean? I think that's what it means. And the ship itself would be, well, like Nerds says, it's 800 foot long, so 1/700 scale. It's about 50 some feet per inch. So you do the math. So evidently I'm not good at math. No, the ship is a little over a foot. Okay, I got it. The base plate that holds 3 ships is 1.3. Yeah, I figured it out. I'm thinking, my God, a ship that big? 4-foot long model ship? How big was this ship? It's gigantic. All right. We got things in control here. Yeah, it'd be great. I can't imagine how many parts that would have. And the little crew members would be like 6 millimeters tall in that case, right? It'd be a little bit bigger, a little easier to paint. Imagine that. I can't get over how the little sailors are. They look pretty freaking detailed. Because they're about 2 millimeters tall. I've seen some 2 mil figures and they ain't that detailed. Yeah, you would build it. 10,000 parts. And you'd be there forever. Math wouldn't be so bad if it didn't involve so many numbers. I love math, actually, but I do agree with you. I do agree with you. What do you think, Nerd? Are you a mathematician yourself? I do enjoy math a little bit. It's all just patterns and it's like puzzles. I always enjoyed that part of it, but $4 months to do the turpits. That's dedication. That's not bad, actually. 4 months. Probably take me 4 years. Discord. Anything else here? How about you, nerds? You post anything recently? I don't think you did. I showed these off yesterday. These are 6 mil fantasy figures. Just got them on little tongue depressors or popsicle sticks there. They're pretty detailed for a 6 mil figure. Pretty amazing, actually. I was surprised by that. I'll show this once again because it's Matt's prize. Beautiful work. You might like that. I think you saw this, nerds. Matt Schreiber. Schreiber. He's my good friend. He just got them done. Clyde. He just got this guy done. I wonder what scale that is. That's a big one, I think. Of course, Cal, with his speed paint mastery, showing us all how it's done. Boy, this guy on the far right, I really like this one. I really like that one. Some skellies. I didn't look at these yet, actually. Yeah, that is nice. Clean. Look at that armor there. Looks so smooth. Yeah, that's nice. I don't know what this is. Matt did this today. This one, I think. Love that color. That color combo, that kind of a hot pink and purple. I love that. Of course, Malta. Saw these. All right, so there you go. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's get this off the screen. Get out of here, Discord. Get out of here. Nothing new on the paint front since the exosuit. My hyperfixation swapped over to making an army builder app for the game instead. Of course it did. Of course it did. Well, you're good at that stuff, right? You're good at that stuff. So I don't blame you. That would be useful. The game being Alien versus Predator, right? Yeah, Alien versus Predator. I think that's the name of it. We were just talking about that being so much like Space Hulk. Do you do any gaming at all, Malta? Or is it all just modeling? Take care, Malta. We'll see you again. Like I said, keep a watch on your Twitch there. Also on YouTube's. We'll see you again. From Germany, Deutschland. Finally. Hope to get him in here regular. Get more representation from around the world. It's my goal here since I've been doing this for too long. Yeah. Nerdy Ogre says, just modeling, he says. And Nerdy Ogre says, I gotta bounce. Kaboom. Nice chatting with you. Talk to you soon. You take care, Nerdy. I'll talk to you again soon. And off he goes. I'm going to finish these two guys here. I got a couple crew to finish. Pack 40s. Yeah. There's one guy. There's two guys here that I need to finish painting. I still got more crew to put on here. This is just the... For some reason, I put the crew on here before I painted this thing. Whoops. Oh, I was going to ask nerds. Nerdy. No. One of the nerds. We got two nerds in here. Not Nerdy Ogre. Nerd's Nerd. Yeah, Nerd's Nerd. I was going to ask. I shouldn't have to ask because I can go over and look, but... Actually, I already know the answer. I'm in need of Stugs. 3 G. And I know you already have them because I was looking at it. And I'm thinking that's what I'm going to 3D print. I'm going to grab your Stug you have in there because I'm in need of them. But I need them for 15 mil. So I'm going to have to drop the scale down a little bit. I don't know exactly how big yours are scale-wise. But I'm sure I'll figure that out. But you do actually have Stugs, so I already know the answer. I'm going to see how they turn out on my resin printer. So I don't have to buy any, at least right now. I get some Stugs there. Where is the boots? And I'll tell you how they turned out. Gonna need about 6 of them. I'll have to go back and look. I think I saved that page of yours in my 3D printing. Because I've noticed there's a lot of 3D printers out there, or people making files for this, but there's not everybody does vehicles. And when they do vehicles, it's only a select number of them. I can't find any good ones. I see a lot for infantry, and that's great. I don't see so much for the vehicles. I can't find them anyway. But I am going to try your Stug. Just because I want a Nerds Nerd model on my table. I want to make a platoon of Nerds. And we're going to rumble forward alongside the Panzer IVs and soon the Panthers. I'm going to take out some Shermies. Yep. Yeah, hopefully it'll turn out pretty good, and I'll grab some other tanks too. I'm sure you got some Shermies in there. There's all kinds of Shermies. I doing yams? All mine are 148, so resized to 48% for 15 mil. That's about right. Yeah, you got it. 100. That should be okay. If it's off, I'll know, and I'll just... How would I know? I don't have a model to compare it to. Just the Panzer IV and the Shermans. No, I don't even have a Stug at all. Yeah, but that should be all right though. I'm not going to fret too much about it. James says hello. Walk 5 miles. Avoid postage and 2 bottles of paint. And don't forget to print a 10.5 centimeter barrel so you can swap between. Yeah, I could have the more explosive one. Yeah. I'll just print them all. I'll have 2. Yeah, I don't know if I need 2 platoons of them. And that should work. I'm going to call that the Nerds Nerd Platoon. I'll make you the platoon commander. Because I got little models that go in the hatches. Do you have an open hatch? I'll have to look again. I didn't see multiple parts to it, so I imagine that you have closed hatches. I'll have to fiddle with that because I want one to be like a platoon headquarters or battery HQ for my Stugs. So, and I show that by having a guy hanging out. And I've got the guy. I'll paint him up as Nerds Nerd. I'll model your avatar. I will too. I'll model your avatar. And I'll put that on there. That will be the platoon commander of the Stugs as they rumble forward in the battlefield. That's what I'll do. I'll have to cut a hatch open. Have a little Nerd commander hanging out. That little hatch there peeking out. Perfect. All right, let me get my other brown paint here. Because the boots are done. All I need to do is the canteen cover, which I use Cavalry Brown Vallejo. Cavalry Brown, number... I can't see the number. Can't see it. Disappeared. James says, Nacho night tonight, baby. Working on yet more Stargrave guys. That's great, James. Fantastic. Stargrave is getting some representation here in the chats finally. the red I use? Kinda. Kinda. Got a little canteen cover here, James. I like to use a little reddish brown for that. That's pretty much all you can see on this guy. All I need now is just do the helmet. And that'll be good. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Ow! Wow! Wow! That's the wrong paint. I need this. No, that's the wrong color. This. Nope, wrong color. Reflective green. I haven't used that for anything. Where is it this? Wait a minute. No. Roofed. Is it this one? No. Where the heck is my dark German green? There it is. Ah. Shika shika. So I did the basing when Jake was here. So you guys saw that. I only got like 3 or 4 more bases to do. Then I could start texturing the bases and moving on. I'm going to have these done this week. And then I'm definitely going to move on to the airborne. So I really want to get these guys done. And if all goes according to plan, my first bat rep after a decade or so, can't be a decade, is going to be Flames of War with Jake. Lots of Shermans, Pears, German Panzergrenadier Company, some Panzer IVs, H's, and I might even get those Stugs done in time too. Gonna print out some Nerd Stugs. About 6 of them, I think. That should do me. So that's gonna be pretty cool. While I'm at it, let's do the helmets on these guys. I want to get these guys done. Or I finish them tomorrow. And I don't know what's next. I think one project is going to be on the table here soon. Is going to be my kill team. I got to buy the starter. I don't have it yet, but I'm going to get the starter set for kill team just because. And let Jake paint the entire... Well, he's going to paint one of the factions. kind of lead him to paint the Space Marines, which might be Ultramarine. I guess that's what they are. I don't know what they are. And I'll paint the Plague dudes. Or maybe he'll do the Plague. I don't know. But whatever it is, I'm going to let him do the whole thing live here in the chats. When he's all done with that, he's going to be a pro, I'm telling you. I'm not sure what he's going to be working on this weekend. I haven't thought about it, actually. I don't have anything. Maybe the Flak 88s? If I put them together, maybe he can do those. I don't want him to start on the infantry because it's a little bit too small for him right now, I think. The Flak 88s he could get done in no time. I'll have to look through my spare tanks and vehicles that I have, see if there's anything there. I know I got a whole platoon of T-34s, but I don't need them, so I'm not going to have him paint those. Just a waste. So I don't know. I got to find something for him. Something that's actually useful. He did a really nice job on that V1. It's not done. I'm going to have him finish it this weekend. But yeah, he did a really good job on that. I think he impressed himself with the camouflage pattern. It's perfect. It's perfect. Oh, I'm being raided. Uh-oh. Got a raid. Fantastic. The raid begins. Let me see. I have to get some black paint here before I forget what I'm doing. I'd do more Twitch if I could. Well, I can actually. I just don't do Twitch as often because ever since I lost my channel, you know, I had a pretty good channel. A lot of subscribers over there and stuff, followers, but I got locked out of my account, so that kind of killed it. So I had to make a new account, and ever since then I lost my chutzpah for Twitch. But I still stream there, which is nice. So I appreciate that. Thanks for that, Jack. I appreciate that. Stream over on the Twitch face of things. Let's see what else I have to do. I think the crew is... that guy's done, so I have to finish the wheels on this one. Then we're done. Huzzah! Got the helmets, trousers, and shirts done on these grenadiers. Alright. How is our stream going? It didn't shut off again, did it? I gotta watch this. Been having trouble all week with my streams. Nope, still going. I don't know. Could be my internet. Well, I'd never had problems like that before. Today, my stream ended twice. I think it was twice. Yeah, no, once. It shut off once today. That's not so bad. Yesterday was horrible. The stream before that was horrible. So I don't know. My AK Interactive 30 Years War paint set coming this week. 30 Years War. That'll be useful. 30 Years War. A lot of good sharp colors in there. How many paints are in it? I'm thinking a dozen maybe. Been a bit choppy. I switched to Ethernet in the garage because of this. Really? We're having an issue.